Hey everybody, good evening. Hopefully you all have had, well, not all of you on the East Coast, but here on the East Coast, we've already had dinner. We're already winding down. I'm getting set up for the week ahead, all that kind of good stuff, and just thinking about the day. So I'm on right now to actually do the weekly update. The one I did earlier, I just had to get some, I just had to talk, get some things off my chest and do a review. But now we're going to look ahead. Before we look ahead, of course, this is the 536 show. 5 is all about change and freedom. 3 is all about creativity and communication. And 6 is all about health and education. And that's what this show is all about. I, of course, want to start off with my wonderful things that I'm doing with Arbonne and then transition into how I use Astro-Numerology as a coach, because that's really the part that I'm going to go in for the second part. All right, so the first part. Let's talk about food, okay? So today I had a craving. I've been wanting pasta. So our family, except my son, because he's too young, he's not trying to lose any weight. But me and my husband, we've been doing the 30 days to healthy living challenge, right? And we're in day 20 or 21. I'm not good with my math right now, but day 20 or 21. And tomorrow we do our weigh-in. Our weigh-in and our measurements is every Monday. So tomorrow we do our weigh-in and our measurements. We just got done with detox week. And so I've been craving pasta, and I've been like, what kind of pasta? I already know the rules, right? It can't be wheat, it can't be all these other things. So what kind of pasta can I make? So, and it can't be dairy, right? So I'm like, I want to have some pasta. I want it to be creamy. How can I make it creamy without dairy? So this is what I did. I found, we have Wegmans here. I don't know if you all have heard of Wegmans, but Wegmans here. And they have brown rice quinoa pasta. And that's it. I also looked at the ingredients. There's only 2 ingredients, and it's brown rice flour and quinoa flour, which I love. So only those 2 ingredients. So I made pasta with this. And then to make it creamy, I'm dropping seasonings. I use Kite Hill. Thank you, Trisha. Kite Hill cream cheese. Trisha Malik, she told me to check them out, and I did. And they are Arbonne compliant. So some things, they have almond milk and a few other things, but what I was making sure they didn't have, that their soy wasn't snuck in, or any kind, oh hey everybody, soy wasn't snuck in, and that there were not any like potato or corn starch or flour or anything like that. This is a good brand, Kite Hill. And that one worked. And then I used Daya mozzarella cheese. I added that in there because, like I said, I want a little bit of creamy. And so same thing. It's compliant. It doesn't have potato, corn, and the other stuff. But what I really want to talk about is sometimes I just want a seasoning packet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to. Sometimes I just want to get dinner done. You know what I'm saying? And if you're trying to get dinner done, and like, I just want to get dinner done. So sometimes I just want to use, not even the whole packet, just a piece of a packet. And I realized the packets I have, which I don't want to show the brands, the packets I have are not compliant. So let me read you all some of these ingredients that were eye-opening for me, because now I'm really having to look at ingredients. So this is a meatloaf. It doesn't say who it's from. This is a meatloaf. And let me just read the first 3 ingredients. I'll read the first 2. Sugar, brown sugar. And then we get into onion and all this other stuff. We do get down to hydrolyzed corn gluten, soy protein, wheat gluten, caramel color, malted barley flour, and natural flavor, including smoke. So this is in this season. I said, oh, I've never taken the time to look at what was in the seasoning packet. So I said, okay, we're not gonna eat that. So this one, we want Taco Tuesday, right? What's going on with Taco Tuesday? So the first ingredient, cornstarch. So no corn, no wheat, all that kind of stuff. So I was like, okay, and then I kept going. Maltodextrin, vegetable oil from canola, soybeans, sunflower, silicone dioxide. So okay, well, not eating that one. So then I was like, well, how can I find one that is, right? So I finally found this one, and I'm just gonna say that it's called it's organic. It's in the organic section, and it says garlic and herb. And I'm learning that the less ingredients, the better. And so its ingredients are garlic, paprika, sea salt, onion, parsley, black pepper, rice concentrate, good. Okay, we can do rice. Basil, oregano, thyme, marjoram. Yes, okay. We're getting somewhere. So I ended up using like 2 little spoonfuls of this instead of either one of these for seasoning. So I was like, oh, I'm getting somewhere. I'm finally looking and seeing what's in there. So anyway, that's one thing. And then the other one is tonight I took a BioStick, the probiotic for gut health. This one tastes like a pixie stick. It's really good. And you don't need any water, you just take it. So that was what I took after dinner, and then of course I'm drinking my tea. So I want to start off with that, but then I actually want to go right into let's look at the week. So I want to invite you at the beginning, and I'm going to invite y'all at the end. If you want to join me and Daryl for 30 days to healthy living, let me know. You are invited. The week coming up is prep week. I can help you get through and work through prep week. The week after that is week number 1, which starts on February 3rd. So if you want to be part of it, just let me know. All right, so let's get into the energy of the week, the Astro-Numerology of the week. Let me have my tea really quick. This cup was a gift from my coworkers when I had surgery. And I want to say thank you because I still use this. I still use this cup, so thank you. Okay, I said earlier that I use the Astro and the Numerology to journal. That's what my journal looks like. Hopefully it's not too hard to see, but I use it to journal. And so I always want to start off with what is today, and then I go from there. And so we have a few things going on today, and then a few things going on this week, and bear with me as we go into it. So the first thing today. Normally I just go through all the numbers, but I'm going to actually pause. Today is the 26th of January. 1 plus 2 plus 6 plus 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 going across. That is 18, which 1 plus 8 equals 9. Okay, and then, or if you do it the other way, the month is a 1 plus 2 plus 6 is a 9. So today's a 9. In numerology, 9 is the end of the week, and then you start back at 1. So 1 through 9. That means today is a really good day to look at culminations, to look at completions, to look at your successes, to count your successes. What were the successes that happened for you over the last week? It could be you in your business, you at work, you with fitness, you with self-care. What were your successes this week, and what did they look like? What did they feel like, right? What also were you releasing this week? I had to ask myself that based on just the things that happened this week and even today. I talked earlier, I had to release everyone else's stuff so that I can do the things that I need to do. But today, for example, let's just stick with today. Today, I overbooked myself. I had something pretty much starting at 9 a.m. all the way to now. I overbooked myself. And that actually made me feel crazy by the time I came to, I don't know, the 3rd or 4th meeting. I had a meeting that lasted an hour, and then I got out of that one. Another one, I got in there 30 minutes late, and I could only stay for about 20 minutes and then was off to another meeting. And by the time I got to that meeting, I was actually a little flustered, and it was a training. And it was a training for Canva, which I really want to learn, but I was not in the right mind to learn it because I didn't take the time before I got there. And so I'm thankful that House of Streams, thank you, that it will be recorded, because then I'll be able to watch it and be able to go back, because that's something I really want to learn. But I am releasing overbooking myself, because I don't like how crazy that felt. Oh, and then after that, I jumped in the car, went and got a car wash, got my groceries, ran home, cooked dinner. Look, no. Today's supposed to be Sunday. We're supposed to be relaxing today. And so I can't overbook. I can't overbook myself. And so that's just something that I look at as I look at 9s, and I look at the past and say, what else do I want to change? Now, like I said, I use this as a coaching technique as well. Other things you can think of with a 9 are, embracing endings, celebrating successes. I already pretty much said that. Other things different are leading from a place of love and deep that creates deep fulfillment. Oh, and this is The Ultimate Guide by Tania Gabrielle. So leading from a place of love that creates deep fulfillment. Good questions for that. And the questions are not in here. I make the questions up myself. How are you leading from a place of love? And if something got in the way of you leading from a place of love, what got in the way? What kept you from leading from a place of love if that's what you really want to do? Release ideas, beliefs, things, people that you've outgrown or do not support or uplift you. Are you around people that you've outgrown, that do not support, and that do not uplift you? If you are, that 9 energy is the energy of release and let go. So really, we're in a 9 this year, 2025. We're in a 9 day, right? I think there were some other things with 9s I talked about earlier. So it's a good time to release and let some things go. And that's going to be really the energy of this year as well. Complete all projects by the end of this cycle to reap rewards. Like I said, in numerology, 1 through 9 is a cycle, and you want to release all things that are not keeping you from being your best. By being a wise example to others, your love instills courage. Are you a wise example? I'll tell you someone who on my Facebook feed is a wise example, and that is Janae. And I hope I'm not saying her name wrong, okay? Janae Wesley. She is a wise example. I love looking at her. If there's some stuff going on about people working together and different kinds of people working together, I'll go look and see what she has to say, because she's the one that's been kind of a guiding light for me. So I'll go look and see what does Wesley say. Okay, we're gonna go forward with that. She's a guiding light. She's a wise example for others, and her love instills courage. That's an example of all that. Embrace all life has to offer, both challenges and joyful events, for the greatest abundance. Let go of values acquired from others. What values do you have that have been acquired from others that are not values that serve you? That's a good question. You have to ask yourself that and say, and mistakenly attribute it as your own. Do you believe the things you actually say you believe? A good book for that is The Alchemist. The Alchemist, as well as the 4 Agreements. Actually, I would say probably the 4 Agreements. Both of them are really good, but the 4 Agreements is really, do you believe, or are you just repeating things that you were taught from being a child? And so letting go of things that you've acquired from other people, it opens up miraculous doors. And then you have come to the end of a cycle. So it's, like I said, it's a 9 year, it's a 9 day. You've come to the end of a cycle and making room for rebirth. So what are you making room for, right? And it's going to be, now we're looking at it at a week at a time. So what are you making room for in the next 9 days, in the next week that is ahead of you? And like I said, that's what I'm going to talk about. So I did, of course, write my joys. It's good for you to, the things you think about, the things that you love. I loved coming home from all the day, and I love coming home and my son helping me cook dinner. He cuts all the vegetables, and so he cut the onions, the jalapenos, the garlic. He cut the bottom part before I put in the beef. So he did that. My husband put away the groceries for me. He just knew. I didn't even have to say. Like, I was running. He knew I was running, so he came right in. It was saving me as I was trying to do that and cook the food. Let's see. So those are just some things that I celebrate those things, but I release being so busy. I do believe in seeing a counselor. So my counselor told me, she not told me, she kind of asked me, she said, Kim, I was concerned about retiring. I retire in August. So I was concerned about retiring. And so she was saying, well, what would it be like to control your own day and to go ahead and schedule your own time? And so I practiced that on the weekends and on weekdays in the evenings and on holidays. And I'm learning not to overschedule myself, because it's just not worth it. And I don't like feeling frantic and frustrated. I don't like that. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and I am going to actually talk about the numbers of the week. So like I said, today was a 9, which means tomorrow is a 1. Tomorrow is a 1, right? So I already said, being a 9. Let me go back to that 9. I already said completion, release, endings, all that kind of stuff. Guard against feeling discouraged and dissipated emotionally. And I know there's a lot of that going on. I talked about that earlier. Resist the urge to let go. And it says guard against resisting the urge to let go. Nines are all about letting go. Let go. Let go of what doesn't serve you. Embrace endings and celebrate success. Lead from a place of love. That's a 9. All right, so let's talk about a 1. Monday is a 1. It's a 1 plus 2 plus 7. So it's a 10 that goes down to a 1. It's new beginnings, action, change, new goals. Guard against things to guard against that day. Guard against stubborn resistance to change. So allow change to happen. Allow it to be part of your life. A guard against not focusing on or planning your future. So that means it's a good day to plan your future and to look ahead. The next day, the 28th, is Tuesday. That is both an 11 and a 2. 11 is a very spiritual number. It's a number of initiations. It's the number of, it's like double new beginnings because it's the 1 and the 1. I like to look at like this behind me. You're going through, like through an initiation, through some towers kind of thing. So it's a 11. It's also a 2. So the energy is cooperation, new partnerships, personal or business. I also, like I said, I use these as gratitude work at the end. And so when it comes to gratitude, I'll be thinking like, what new partnerships happened that day? It's a day of balance, patience, and peace. Sometimes you have to be the peace. You have to be the one that says, I will bring peace into this situation. I will bring peace around me. Guard against impatience, division, feeling insecure, and feeling insecure about making decisions. Guard against division. There's quite a bit of division right now, so guard yourself against that. Make sure you know, keep your good people around you. Guard against that whole feeling. The 29th. The 29th is Wednesday. The 29th itself is a 29-11. That means we have 2 11 days back to back. That, like I said, that's very spiritual energy. That's very balanced energy. All that kind of good stuff. But that day itself, though, is a 3. And a 3, 5, 3, 6 show. We love 3s. 3 is creative self-expression. It's being social, sharing your feelings, pleasure, connections. So Wednesday, I haven't even looked at my full plan for next week, but if you have an outing with some friends that day, that's a good day for that. That's a good day for being social. Guard against emotional drama. Okay, don't get caught up in this stuff. Don't get caught up, and it's not easy right now to not get caught up. Guard against distractions, guard against moodiness. Look, I live with a 3, okay? I live with a 3. I work on being moody, okay? All right, now the 30th. The 30th is Thursday. It's a 4. It's all about organization, planning, work, take care of details, and concentrate. Guard against working too hard, not relaxing, and escaping responsibilities. So it might be a day where you're really looking like, hey, what am I responsible for? Who am I responsible for? How do I take care of them? That's good. 4 is all about stability, foundation, all that kind of stuff. And then the last day of the month, Friday, the 31st. I'm looking forward to that day. I'm going to celebrate a friend's retirement. I have multiple friends retiring on the same day, and I can't split myself in half, so I'll be at one of them. So that day, the 31st, it's a 5. 5, it's a 5 through 6, so we love 5. So 5s are all about change, pivots, freedom, all that stuff. So pivot point, decisions, risk, opportunity, surprises. Guard against scattered energy, multitasking, not following through, restlessness, and impatience. And then finally, we get to February 1st. We're starting a new month this week. Yes, we get to February 1st. And so February in itself is 2 plus 2025, or you can say 9 plus 2. It's an 11. So like I say, it's interesting that this week we have 2 11s leading up to an 11 month. And I'll go, so 11 months, so what we can experience in 11 months is all about spirituality, electricity. So one of my numerology books, that's this one, this one, it is old, it's from the 70s. And so spirituality, electricity. So if you're thinking about electricity, you can think about like electric currents even in your own brain. Or you can think about fast movement, quick movement. That's 11 energy. It's aviation, same thing. Like I said, it's an older book, but aviation, but think about how fast things are moving. And it sounds a lot like communication energy. Evangelism, talking to other people. That is a day for that. It's also a day of, because 11 equals 1 plus 1 equals 2. It's also a month of cooperation, new partnerships, and balance and peace. And so when it comes to partnerships, balance, and peace, as far as it being a month of that, 11 is 2 plus leadership. Now, let me say that. So when it comes to being at balance, being at peace, working with others, and in a month of an 11, it could look like leading peace, leading balance, leading reciprocity. It could also look like the opposite of that, okay? So that's something to work on. So now let's get into the astro weather of it all. Okay, so today I have this in a separate book. So today for Sunday. So like I said, I journal using the astro weather. And so today we had 3 astro things for everybody. The first one is Pallas in Capricorn. Pallas she's like a female warrior. She's all about valor, activism. Let's go get it, girls, you know. But and boys, they're included. And it's opposite Mars. Mars is energy, assertion. It's the masculine principle of action, right? And Mars is in Cancer. Mars doesn't like being in Cancer. And Mars is also in retrograde. And so for this, it's mental creative, which is the Pallas, plus masculine assertion and action. It could look like, well, it could, kind of like I said, it could look like valor. It could look like activism. It could look like going after all those things. Mars is in retrograde, so it could also look like something different. It could look like having issues actualizing your creative ideas, feelings of inadequacy, militant behavior. And so what you would need to do for that, and this is a good day. I have a friend that had brought this up to me. Today's a good day for meditation. Today's a good day to be quiet. Today's a good day to listen to yourself. If you are into meditation, prayer, any of those kinds of things, today's a good day for that. During that, to figure out what is the right aligned action that I should take. So kind of like I said, I can't be so busy in doing all the things between being mom, between business owner, between being an airman. I can't be so busy that I can't listen to myself. And so today's a good day for me to have taken a break, for example. I'll take one this evening. I don't mean just when I go to sleep. The other one is Mercury in Capricorn, sextile Neptune and Pisces. And I'll explain all that. Mercury is all about communication. That's, yeah, all about communication. Neptune is all about dreams, imaginations, inspirations, all that kind of stuff. Putting them together, it's intuition and imagination. So today would be a good intuitive day. And I already said meditate and pray. So today's a good, you have another option there to say, hey, today's good for meditation and prayer. If you want to make aligned action, you need to first do it from a space of meditation and prayer, and a space of knowing what it is that you're trying to say to yourself. You're also sensitive to others. So like I said, I know there's been a lot of emotional things going on, but you're sensitive to others during this time. And so you may have to back up a little bit, or you need to know where am I feeling their emotions versus my emotions, right? That's a good one. That all that happened today. Let your soul wander in nature, art. Something happened funny. I needed a break, right? And sometimes you're forced to have a break even when you don't, and you don't want to be forced as in your body hurts, but sometimes you're forced to have a break in the oddest way. So I had mentioned earlier, I went to get a car wash today. So I left the Canva class. I said, I need to get some groceries. I need to cook dinner. But first I'm going to get the car wash. I went to get the car wash. And do you know that car wash went off with my car halfway in the car wash? And I said, I must need a break. I was listening to my podcast, and I wasn't hurried. I wasn't rushed. I didn't honk the horn. I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm going to be stuck in here. I said, well, I'm forced to take a little break. That's all this is. And it's a nice place to take a break in a car wash. It had, the water was dripping down, and I thought this is actually kind of nice. Had some, a little lighting. But the car wash went off while I was in the middle, and I said, okay, it must be what it is. And then when I got out of there, I felt like I was able to take a few breaths. I do a special kind of breathing, and I was able to go about my way. So I was forced to take a break today, and I'm thankful for that one. Now, the last one we had today was Venus in Pisces, sextile Uranus in Taurus at 23. So that is love, harmony, relationships, cooperating with revolutionary change, surprises. So today, that's another question you could ask today. Was there a pleasant surprise today? Because it was a was there, what was it? And I would normally write that down. Like, what was the pleasant surprise today? It could also be seen as restlessness. Oh, do I? Well, I am my mother's child. Restlessness, bored. I would say I did feel restless, and I felt it in a form of frustration. I was so frustrated with that Canva app. I was like, throw the whole computer away. But I couldn't throw the whole computer away. But anyway, so like I said, I was frustrated with that Canva app, and I'm gonna get it. Okay, I'm gonna get that app. Take initiative. Look for change in scenery. When I tell you, me making that pasta today, that was the change in scenery I needed. Me being creative and finding dairy-free, pretty much, this is vegan, right? Dairy-free cream cheese and dairy-free, and making a pasta that the whole family, which they loved, they ate it up. They were missing pasta too, they just didn't complain out loud. That felt really good. It was exciting to do a new recipe and have some fun with that. So, like I said, that's just today. And I do the daily ones, like I said, I do them as journal entries. That's a whole day of me journaling. But now let's look at the week ahead. And that might lead me to some books. So tomorrow, I already said that tomorrow, the 27th, is a 10, which equals a 1 day. What I found to be interesting is there are some astrological weather that are also at numbers that equal 10. So we have Mercury in Capricorn, sextile the North Node in Pisces at 28. 2 plus 8 is 10. 1 plus 0 equals 1. I can get nerdy about that stuff. I'm not going to go deep into this like I did the other one, but that is communication and your life path. Life path, direction, your purpose. So that is communication, cooperating with your purpose. So tomorrow's a good day. Well, that's funny because I think I even said new beginnings. Yeah, new beginnings, action, new goals. Tomorrow is a good day. It's a 1 energy. Tomorrow's a good day to figure out and communicate with yourself. How, what can I do about my life purpose and my goals? Where do I really want to go? What is this new beginning? What does it look like? Some of us are doing vision boards. Some of us are doing action and goal plans, like House of Streams, right? And then a car, right? Some of us are doing those things. So how are you envisioning what the future could look like? The next one is, and it's an asteroid one, which I love my asteroids. It is Ceres in Aquarius, sextile Chiron in Aries at 19, which 19 plus 10 equals 1. Now, we kind of talked about 9 quite a bit. So when you're looking at a 19, what's different than a 28, which equals a 10 equals a 1, and 19 equals a 10 equals 1, 2 and 8. So 2 and 8 are part of the manifestation triad, things you're going to bring in. You bring it in by 2, being balanced, being receptive, taking in that good information. 8 is I have done all the things that I need to do. I can manifest this thing. I can get money from this thing. I can get that good energy. It's a number of let's get this thing done, right? So that's that kind of 10. A 1 and a 9 is 1 is action, 9 is culminations and completion. So you're taking all that wisdom gained from the 1 and the 9, which becomes a 10, which becomes it's actually a very wise number. And so with Ceres and Chiron there, Ceres is about mothering, partnerships. So, and this is about healing. So tomorrow's a good day for what kinds of healing things will occur in the area of relationships. Let me look back at my 1 and see if there was anything about the 1. Yeah, guard against stubborn resistance to change. It could even be guard against stubborn resistance to things that look like partnerships. And then tomorrow Mercury enters Aquarius. So Aquarius is all about the population, the people, I say community. And you'll be thinking and talking about community. I know later on in the week we talk about being social. Okay, so the next day is an 11. I already said the 28th. So the 28th is an 11, which is also a 2. There we have Venus entering her retrograde shadow. Retrograde means it, if you're looking at the planet will appear to look as if it's going backwards. And when I look up, I am literally at the sky. So when you're looking at the planet, it looks like it's going, either it's not moving or it looks like it's going in reverse. That's what a retrograde is. And sorry, I'll give more of the scientific term than what you might Gatorade and all that other stuff. So that's love, harmony, and it's in its shadow in Pisces, which is all about taking care of people. I'm gonna read about that, taking care of people, leading with love, what are we doing for the community? What are we doing for the nation? All that kind of stuff. But it's going to actually go retrograde in Aries. Aries is about we getting after this stuff. It's got that Mars energy. We getting after this stuff. And it could be and could feel like aligned energetic movement as far as that I'm thinking about that Mars energy, that Aries. It could be love that is in alignment, right? Those are some things that you could see, but that's not until March, so we're not gonna go that far. We're not going that far. Let's come on back to the 28th of January in Venus in Pisces. And I'm gonna later on we actually have Venus touch Neptune, and I'll talk a little bit more about that one. We have the moon. The moon moves very fast. The moon is in a different sign every 2.5 days. It's going to be in Aquarius, so we're going to have quite a few planets in Aquarius here in the next few days. That's a stellium when you have multiple planets in the same sign. We have the sun in Aquarius that's going to be square, which is a challenge to grow. Vesta is all about your inner self. So sun is ego, character, your self shining out, and Vesta is all about your sacred self, your sacred focus. So that day, that would be the sun in Aquarius, sun and community, challenging growth through focus, and focus that's in Scorpio. So that's one way to look at that. That's happening on Tuesday. So let's get to Wednesday. It's going to be, who knows, this might be the one I come back to in the review in a week, but on Wednesday is another 11 because it's the 29th, which is 11, but it's also a 3 because the 1 plus 2 plus 9 is a 12, which equals a 3. That day we have Mercury conjunct Pluto, right? So that's communication linked to death, birth, rebirth. At 1. So it's at new beginnings. It's also at action. So new beginnings and actions. We're definitely some new beginnings energy in this week. Definitely some, hey, how are we going forward? What does forward look like? Be open to that. Be open to that new beginnings, because that's definitely in there. Sometimes at 11 comes through as an 11, but sometimes it comes through as double new beginnings. I'm getting double new beginnings because I'm seeing multiple ones on my page. That's how I see numbers. Okay. The next one after that is Palace trine, which is a harmony, Uranus. So which is revolutionary change, surprises. So it'd be that creative thought, working well with surprises. So I would say be open. That I already said that. Be open to some, and it's at 23. 23 is another 5. It's all about change. So be open to revolutionary thought, and in a way that can change things for the masses, for the people. However, this is in Capricorn and Taurus. So this is earth energy that really wants to stay put, or earth energy that really is like, hey, I like tradition. I like the things that I like. And this one is I like things that are stable, right? So there can be some stable things going on there. Okay, let's go to the 30th. 30th, we have Uranus is finally stationing direct. Yes. So our revolutionary change direct at 23, which is also that 5. So freedom, change, movement. But Uranus loves that. That Uranus has that kind of energy of change, of surprises, also of technology. So that's a good day for that. The next one we have is Venus trine Juno. So love, harmony, working with partnerships, another partnership one. So, and it's in 26. 26 is a leader, manager number like that. It goes to an 8. So leadership, management. So when I write notes about this, I write for my own, like, hey, what did leadership and management in partnership look like that day? What does that look like? The moon changes signs again. Then we have Sun trine Jupiter. That's good. And Jupiter loves all things wonderful. So that's the 30th. I'm already like, let's look forward to the 30th. Okay. And it's at 11. Okay. It's at 11. So ego, harmonizing with expansion. There's nothing wrong with that. Hopefully the right things are expanding. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Some of this stuff I'm trying to make smaller, but on that day we have some expansion. And Friday, there are no major aspects. So You may have some of your own aspects, no major aspects. Then on Saturday, we get to February. Yay! Okay, February 1st. And I know we felt like January was a whole year. So I'm happy to say we get to February. We get to February and we start off with Venus conjunct Neptune. And I'm going to talk about that one because we're building up to that throughout the week at 27, which is a 9. I already talked about culminations, releases, all that kind of stuff. 27, like I said, 27 going to a 9. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that one because that one I want to make sure that everybody has some good tips, you know, to get into the week. So Venus is love and harmony. Neptune is all about the dream for your life, all that kind of stuff. And so when you have Venus with Neptune, here's some things you could see. An unusual degree of selflessness in love, right? That's a good thing. Selflessness in love. So maybe we'll see people rise up and help each other out. A good degree of taking care of loved ones who are in need, who need help. Being involved in a charitable activity. So if you're thinking about being in a charitable activity, that's a good day for that. It's also a good day to think about it. We're going toward that, and then it's going to dissipate. Working with underprivileged in hospitals or similar institutions. So if you have felt the call to help others, that is a real call. That's a real call. In personal relationships, the need to care for someone else may mean that you will not get immediate gratification. Every so often I tell someone, hey, some of these jobs are thankless jobs. You need to be okay with that. You need to know that when you're helping someone, you're helping them because it's what you're meant to do. And whether it be wherever it is, whether it's kind of like I'm helping people with Arbonne, helping people get healthy, whatever it is, you need to know that you are helping them for their good and that you may not get a thank you, but still help them anyway. Okay? There could be self-denial in love relationships, so watch Playing the Martyr, right? You don't need, only one died on the cross. Well, a few people died on the cross, but only one died on the cross that we all keep up with. So you don't got to get up, you don't need to climb up there and eat too, okay? Do not inflict others with, like I said, it's supposed to be love, okay? Love and harmony. So if you're not doing love and harmony, just don't do it that day or in this area. May be necessary to endure some difficulty, psychological energies. And as I said, what I study is really the psychology of all of these things. It may be necessary to endure some difficult psychological energies as unresolved problems within relationships may come to the surface. So be open to that. It's a good day to look at your beloved and have a conversation. Or it's a good day to look at your coworkers and have a conversation. It's a good day to look and act and talk in and with love, right? It's a good day for that. Forbearance and grace, you will have, it's giving you forbearance and grace to handle the tensions and work to your advantage, right? So that's what we really want. And then I'll go deeper into, like I said, it's a conjunct with Neptune. At its highest, this transit, and like I kind of said, I study transits. This transit denotes a refined spirituality, which is Neptune, in love, which is Venus, with a total lack of selfishness. Like I said, this is all about being selfless. This is all about taking care of others. This is all about doing it without feeling the need for someone to tell you thank you. That's what this is all about. This can also feel like a soul union with a loved one. I don't go deep into soul unions. That's not my area. At its worst, you might be disappointed in a loved one who did not live up to your expectations. What kind of expectations do you have of your loved ones? Do they know it? Should they even know? Or is that something you need to talk to yourself about? Which were probably unrealistic in the first place. I didn't read ahead, y'all. If your expectations are unrealistic of your loved ones, you need to look in the mirror, okay? Get in the mirror and ask yourself some questions. Daydreaming. Probably the most common effect of this transit is usually harmless and pleasant. So that's what, Friday when this happens? No, that's Saturday. Okay, on Saturday, you can have a nice little daydream, all right? Have a nice little daydream on Saturday. Maybe go to the park. I don't know if y'all's temperatures have gone back up. Maybe you spend a day outside in the wild or something like that. Maybe not the wild. but spend some day outside. It's usually harmless and pleasant as long as you are aware of reality, okay? And I have to say this, with Neptune, you have to watch out for addictive behavior. So when they say be aware of reality, try your best on Saturday to do things that will keep you on Earth, okay? And I should say keep you above the ground on Earth, unless you work in some place deep under the ground. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But if you do not work there, you don't want to be buried there anytime soon. So don't do anything that'll get you there. All right, that's enough. That's enough of the safety brief from the stars. Okay, you're creative and artistic. This is a day of creativity and inspiration. Venus and Neptune give you the ability to visualize your ideas. It's a good vision day again, and translate them into physical reality. Combination is good for art. It's good for all kinds of things, right? So don't waste it. It's good for selflessness. It's good for art. It's good for taking care of people. I don't see anything wrong with that at all. We have that at the beginning of February, which actually gives me a lot of hope. A lot of hope. And then we have Venus conjunct the North Node, which is life, path, and purpose. So we done come through, we're now dreaming about what's the best that can happen, and then it's going to meet up with our life, path, and purpose. So once again, what's the best that can happen? Have we already started looking? That's a 1 energy. It's a 28 degrees 10, which is a 1. So like I said, I'm seeing multiple ones. So I'm seeing multiple new beginnings, multiple places where we can look and say, hey, what do we want this new future to look like? And I'm not saying, oh, we only want these certain people in there. No, I'm saying, what do we want this new future to look like? How do we make sure, like I said, this is selflessness. How do we make sure that everyone can come along with us? All that kind of good stuff. Okay, other things as we look into February, I'm getting to the end of this, is there's a full moon. All a full moon means is that the moon and the sun are opposite. That's all it means. All right, so full moon on the 12th of February. That day is a 14-5, so change and pivots. But 14, though, is the media number. So it could be change and pivots, but you might be doing it by talking to others through any platform, any medium, anything like that. And then the new moon is later in the month, the 27th of February. That day is a 20, which is a 2. This month is already an 11, which is a 2. So this to me is, hopefully you've already said, these are all the new beginnings I want. And by the time you get to the new moon, you're able to say, this is what I'm doing to bring these new beginnings in. Jupiter, and next week Jupiter was stationed direct, so Jupiter is always good, and Jupiter will be working with Mercury, so it's communication, so expansion and communication, positive energies there. And then Mars was stationed direct, and there's positive energy there as well. So all in all, it could be a good week if you want it to be, or not if you don't want it to be. Hopefully you're working and you're using these things to work for you, right? And so like I said, if you've decided that your 1 energy needs to be, and this month is a 1 energy until we get to February, that your 1 energy needs to be, I want to take control of my health. I want to take care and control of what enters my body, my spirit, my soul. Talk to me. So on the body side, it's all about what we're doing with Arbonne, 30 days for healthy living. And I can be your coach. Let me help you. And then on the mental side, Astro-Numerology, and like I said, it says healthy drinks and numbers to help you think. And so let me know how I can help you and be of assistance to you. And I will see you next week for the weekly 536 show, healthy drinks and numbers to help you think. Have a good one. Good night.